right, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It was a quick week. All right? It was a quick week. Welcome to the Closing Beats, a quick show that we do. Stock market update. I looked right into the light. My God, we got to get better lights. Quick stock market update show that we do to cover the stock market and talk about things that are going on out there. Hope you're having a great day. And thanks for watching here. We'll just get really right into it, right? Not much to cover today besides down in the market there. So let's get right to it. Oh, by the way, our Jazz Artist of the Week. I always do that. You notice I always do that? So let's get started, and then I forget something. Jazz Artist of the Week, Pat Metheny, right? Great master musician, jazz artist there. From his new album, Near and Far, actually, something to check out there. Supposed to go on tour, but I believe that's all been kind of postponed because of the virus there. So hope you check that out. If you're one of our customers, last night we covered the stock market performance during the 1918 Spanish flu. We covered how that relates to what we're doing now. All kinds of good stuff inside of there. You want to check it out. It's in the dojo. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. We do classes every Thursday for our customers. This class is here for everybody to join. So we got the Dow Jones lower by 622, 81 on the S&P, 284 on the NASDAQ there. If we go over to the charts today, we can see the stock market making its way back. Well, this is the S&P, making its way back into the chop zone there. First day of May to the downside. Was it sell in May and go away, or just some profit taking after a pretty impressive rally off the bottom? I thought it was impressive anyway, so I put together a little bit of data for you. As we always do here. So I want to share this with you. What we did is we broke down all of the four major indices and we looked at their average gain per day since hitting the virus low, because it's rather impressive. So stick with me here. On the screen there, you've got the S&P, you've got the Dow, the Russell 2000, and the old NASDAQ there. They all, let's just round up, they all basically averaged about 1% a day since hitting the virus low, which was March 23rd, now 2 months ago. Don't you wish it was always like this? If you could average 1% a day, holy cow. Now, it won't stay this way. Obviously, it's a massive rally there, and with today's decline, that takes away a little bit of some of the action there. But man, and that just gives you an idea of how impressive the rally was off the lows there. Markets don't average 1% a day, and there is the average performance of every index since hitting the virus low. The Russell 2000 winning out, and the NASDAQ coming in second place, S&P third place. So there you go. Just thought I'd put that together. It's one of those ones that didn't take too long to put together, but I just kind of rattled through it a little bit faster. Hope you enjoy that stuff. All right, we got the Dow being the strongest of the day. In fact, Walmart was the big helper there. Walmart was the only stock in the Dow that was positive on the day, up 1.13%. Got a little last-minute rally in the Dow, or in Walmart, which helped the Dow. And then you've got the Russell 2000 being the weakest there. It was the strongest on the way up, weakest on the way down. It is very common that happens, both with individual stocks and with major indices as well. And sectors, by the way. What leads on the way up tends to sort of be weak on the way down. If we take a look at the Russell, the month of April is the fifth best performing month on record. Gives you an idea of how strong the Russell 2000 was, gaining 13.83%. I showed this yesterday as well, but just a way to highlight, that was a really impressive run. So if you've been waiting for it to pull back, there you go. It's starting to pull back for the Russell 2000. FinTips video, which is a quick series that we do on our YouTube channel where we just cover things less than 10 minutes, hopefully. Quick topics and things. On Monday, we're going to do a scan. We're going to show you a list of dividend stocks relative to the percentage of analyst ratings. So I'll show you how we did it. We did a whole scan to kind of see not only which one has a lot of buy ratings, but relative to all of the ratings, which ones have the highest percentage and also have a dividend yield greater than the S&P 500. So we'll go through and show that on Monday. On Outside the Virus today, we talked about American Airlines and what an analyst said about that stock and what it's worth. So if you're thinking about buying American Airlines, where did it finish today? American Airlines finished 1064, so at the lows of the day. You had a very prominent analyst out there today giving his pick for the next 12 months where he thinks the price is going to be. It's not good. Energy sector was the weakest of the day there, was the leader to the downside, down 5.6% as far as the sector breakdown there. And consumer discretionary was going to be, or is second place. That's largely because of Amazon. So Amazon and their earnings, we talked about it yesterday, but the stock was down about 7%, almost $200 on the day. Now, both of these sectors, energy and consumer discretionary, still outperforming in the long run. However, they just had a bad day, right? So I'll go back here. I think I have something for you. There you go. Here's over the last month how all the sectors have performed. You can see energy is the best performing sector overall. Consumer discretionary is still the second best performer with a gain of 14.7%. Basic materials at 12%. Weakest continues to be utilities, almost going negative for the last month, only up 0.5%. Financials in third place there with a 5.43% gain. So it gives you an idea of, even though they led to the downside today, they're still the two best sectors over the last month if you're looking in that time period there. Basically, like I said, any ETF that's heavily weighted to Amazon just had a rough day. For example, the XLY down 3.7%. It is 24% of the, Amazon makes up 24% of the XLY. So it gives you an idea, like, why was it down today? Well, it's pretty much just one stock that took them down there. As far as your 401ks today, let's take a look. I hope. There we go. So 401k performance, whether you have large cap, growth, value, or index, small, mid, or of all of those there. It was basically a repeat of yesterday, although everything was in the red. Small cap down here at the bottom was the worst performing area, whether you have small cap, value, index, or growth. Just a rough day. Pullback day across the board, so ending into Friday. Now, typically when Fridays, I'll show you real quick. This is off the script if there was such a thing. If we go over to the S&P, take a look at like a 5-minute, and I'm going to switch to the ETF so we can just see intraday. See what happens here? This is the start of the day. The stock market gapped down. That's what that area is there. So the stock market gapped down today, and anytime that happens on a Friday, it's actually very tough for the stock market to rally. Didn't have a chance to get the study put together for you, but anytime you do have a gap down on a Friday, most people throw their hands in the air and say, okay, I'll just take a little risk off the table and I'll move on. The day traders tend to push to the downside, meaning they'll short positions. Any swing traders will do the same. They'll lock out their positions and walk away. And so you tend to see that on a Friday. It's very hard to get a Friday that gaps down to start to reverse throughout the day. So all the rallies today were in fact shortable, or were sold into is another way to say that. That's all I got for that. Let's go to individual stocks. You got Papa John's. Papa John's actually down 0.5% on the day. They're going to keep their dividend. So I try to point that out because that's kind of a rare thing these days. MGM down 10% on the day. They're going to open a couple of their casinos, or working on plans to open them. They're not doing it yet. Going to work on plans to open a couple of their casinos. The Bellagio is one of them. So if you're a Bellagio fan, looks like that is going to be open soon. Tesla down 10% on the day. Hey, let's have some fun with this real quick. So Tesla down 10%. Some of the initial news, they lowered the price of their Model Y in China to get the subsidies from China. That helps them a lot. They really need to do that. They did. All is good there. Elon Musk goes on some kind of rampage today, decides he wants to just start tweeting the Star Spangled Banner, and that he's going to sell all of his stuff and just live. I don't know what he's going to do. But he owns Gene Wilder's house, so he may not sell that. Or if he does sell it, you can't knock it down. I swear, it was just tweet after tweet after tweet. Well, one of those tweets was that he thinks Tesla's stock price is too high. So the stock started falling on that news and ended the day down 10%. Now, Elon Musk does have a tendency, or I should say he has a history of doing this. This is not the first time Elon Musk has said his stock price was too high. And in fact, you'll notice, because I got you all the quotes here so you could see, you'll notice that he tends to use the same words. This is the first time he's used any different words, which made us think that he was hacked or something was different. Because when he says the stock price is too high, he's usually rather clever about how he says it, and he uses the same words. Now, the stock market doesn't always agree with him in terms of performance, so what I have for you is every time he said those quotes, and then the stock market's performance 1 month later, so you can see what happened. Let's quit teasing you and just go to it. All right, here you go. On October 24th, 2013, Elon Musk said the stock price that we have is more than we have. Stock price that we have is more than what we have as any right to deserve. Okay, just remember how that's worded. Stock fell 30%. That's the arrow points to the exact day that he made that comment. Stock falls 30% over the next month. The next month, or next quote, in September 2014, I think our stock price is kind of high right now. Stock falls 11% over a month. Look at this one, May 18th, 2017. I do believe this market cap is higher than we have any right to deserve. That sounds familiar, huh? Stock actually goes up 19% over the next month. The arrow actually points to the actual day that he said it. July 15th, 2017, just 2 months later, stock price is higher than we have the right to deserve. So he uses the same words. It's like this is intentional in a way. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying. It just seems interesting. Well, today he says Tesla stock price is too high, IMO, in my opinion. And in one day, stock loses 10%. My, how far we've come. If you take out today, and if you just back this out and you look at the last 4 times that he tried to suggest the stock price was too high, 50-50 shot. 50% of the time the stock market agreed with him, 50% of the time they did not. So there is a different way to look at it. That's something we've never done before. That took a long time. You want to just stare at it for a minute? It took a while to do that. It's pretty cool. All right, anyways, he's supposed to get his tweets approved before he posts anything, according to his latest deal with the SEC. And today they reported that it doesn't look like these were approved. He just decided to start tweeting like crazy there. So there you go. Here we go. We got Amazon down 7% on the day there. The House wants old Jeff Bezos to testify in front of Congress. They don't want anybody else. They want Mr. Jeff Bezos to go there because of what is going on, well, with what happened with how they were maybe tracking, supposedly, allegedly tracking third-party sellers and then finding which products sold and then coming up with their own products to do that. Amazon and Whole Foods Mart employees are going on strike tomorrow, so that's interesting. Now, the stock has gapped down. Today it gapped down more than 5%. That's the 27th time that the stock has gapped down by 5% or more on earnings day. Other days, of course, it's gapped down that much, but just purely because of earnings. There have been 75 earnings reports so far. So that means 36% of the time that happens. So it's not like common, but it is kind of normal. 36% of the time you can expect the stock price to gap down by 5%. Don't have a fancy chart for you on that one. That's just a fun one to look at today. Walmart, we talked about this one today, the only one being higher in the Dow. They announced express delivery. Express delivery means, according to Walmart, 2-hour delivery or less. That's impressive. Do we need stuff in 2 hours? I don't get the race to like deliver right away. I'm good. I'll wait a day or two. I don't need something right away. I think it's going to be obviously groceries, things like that. Wells Fargo down 5% on the day. They are no longer accepting home equity line of credit applications. So if you have Wells Fargo as a lender or you're looking to set up a HELOC, they don't want your business. That's the first sign of maybe money tightening up out there a little bit. Second sign, actually, from JP Morgan. Constellation Brands down 1% on the day, but after hours, they've announced that they've exercised their options in Canopy Growth, CGC is a ticker symbol, to bring their ownership to 39%. That's going to push CGC higher on the day, and I know some of you really needed that because that stock's been beaten down quite a bit. Constellation Brands has the ability and the options to take their ownership to 55%. Right now, they've taken it up to 39%. I don't know what the plan is there, if they're just trying to get these guys' act together or whatever, but that is the news. There are 0 new highs on the day, 2 new lows. They're going to be, one of them is from the other day, Cincinnati Financial. That one just continues to fall apart, down another 7%. And then in the same space, Everest Group. These guys are based out of Bermuda. They do like reinsurance and catastrophe insurance and things like that. That stock hit new 52-week lows as well. What else do we have here? After hours, it looks like Gilead's getting the emergency FDA approval to start on the remdesivir. So that's good news for them. Gilead mentioned this morning that they were very excited about the product, but they didn't say that it was going to be approved. They probably already knew that. They just didn't say it. Smart. Okay, as far as earnings next week, it is the thick of earnings season, so I hope you like earnings season. You got Monday morning, Tyson, WEC Energy, AIG, nope, that's it, Tyson and WEC Energy. In the afternoon or evening there, you've got AIG, Hertz, Avis and Budget, right, as well. Remember, it's not going well for them. Mohawk, Mosaic, Skyworks, and Williams Brands there. Dividends being paid out, ironically. Constellation Brands paying out 75 cents. It's ex-dividend day for them. And that's really all I have for you. It's a lot of interesting stuff that we went through in terms of data and different ways of looking at things. So there you go. I like it. Just thought I'd share that with you. All right, I'll take a chance to try to answer some of your questions, and then we'll wrap it up and go from there. It is also the finals round. I'm excited about this. I know not everybody's been excited about this, but our Stock Madness. It is officially the finals round where I'm going head-to-head with Cody, and the winner gets that killer belt that you guys saw there. And we may even have a parade. We were talking about having a parade and filming the parade. I'm just saying. Wear the mask, but we'll have a parade. I like it there. Our guess the Dow is going to be announced on Monday because the spreadsheet, our automated thing that spits it out to me, came right at the last minute. I didn't have a chance to sort it and see who won, but there is a winner, and we will announce them. So I'll even put a note here just so I remember. But I'm going to go ahead and dig through that once we're done, and we'll take it from there. You think the market reversal is happening? I know you would like the market to reverse. I hope you're. I hope you get what you like there. Any thoughts on Six Flags long-term buy? I know they've struggled. Yeah, it's been a tough one for them. These guys don't have the ability to be shut down as much as Disney or something like that. Like the parks and everything, they did not get their deal with Cedar Fair. I know they wanted to buy them. There's just not a lot of news coming out from them right now. It makes it a tough time to feel that like there's momentum changing in this stock. I don't know that I would be too excited about it. If I owned it, I wouldn't make any changes. It's just to make a new play here, you got to weigh, like we all have limited amounts of capital, right? You've got to weigh the money that you have and what return you're looking for. If you send that money out there to go make you money, you really want to make sure you're playing in an area that's going to get some action. You're going to find out relatively soon whether you're right or wrong. That's how I would look at it, right? Time value of the investment that you make. Yep. Yeah, I blame Cody. I'm going to do that anyways. Oh, he's not back yet. Sell in May. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, remember, that's why I wanted to show you how quick we rallied there. This weekend's email for customers and such, we're gonna go through that a little bit. I'm toying with the idea of sort of like a membership kind of a site where I can't get in trouble, where you guys or anybody that wants it could also have access to those emails. It's a thought at the moment, but we'll see where that goes. Yeah. Yep. Wall Street bets. Yeah. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching. Do you think stocks are overvalued right now? Not overvalued, but overbought in the short term. You could say that's the case. Oh, Tesla's declined today. That's a $13 billion decline. Saw my alert. That's the CNBC alert there. That's crazy. That's a $13 billion tweet rampage that he went on. I love it. Thoughts on Apple? Help me out with Apple. I can give you the data, what's happened there. They had a great quarter. Services, which I focus on, was higher, up 17%. They raised their dividend. Can't complain about that. They also raised their share buybacks. I know people will complain about that, but that's the case with Apple. I don't know what you want me to say, though. You know what you want me to say? Banks, a value at the moment. Banks have not participated. You would say banks are relatively weak compared to the stock market, which means as the stock market pulls back, you'd expect them to pull back the same, if not a little bit more. And when you look at banks today, I know regional banks took a hit. I looked at those early in the morning there and throughout the day. But financials as a whole is not coming up on my screen. There you go. I guess I have to do it the hard way. There you go. Financials pulling back 3% today, almost more, but just a little bit more than the overall market. So you got that relative weakness there. I'd be patient if you have the ability to. Yep. You think the travel industry will bounce back stronger? I don't know about stronger. I think they'll bounce back at some point. I think that's a given. Cinco de Mayo's on Taco Tuesday. When's 7-Eleven Day where you get a free 7-Eleven? Yeah. I like that, man. Get all the Slurpees you want. You guys like Slurpees? I honestly don't have Slurpees any other day besides 7-Eleven. Yep. May is generally slow. That's a good comment. Yeah, typically volatility is a little bit lower. I don't know if this year is going to be a little different, right? We got a lot of news out there. I guess we say that every year, but yep. What's the best ETF for long-term wealth? That's a tough question. What are you looking for? Long-term growth or just general wealth, total return? You like income? What type of account is it in? I don't like those questions so much because there's so much you could dive into there. You could take a big, broad subject and just go until you find specifically what you're looking for there. Trying to touch on that a little bit more in some of the videos where we do scans and to kind of show you, like, if you're looking in retail, how would you choose retail? If you're looking in oil, how would you look in oil? Trying to work on that. It's a fine line we're walking right now, but we'll maybe something we can expand on. You like Southwest? Cool. Southwest admitted late yesterday that you're going to have to wear a mask with them. They were the last people to say you're going to have to wear a mask if you want to play along or fly on their airplanes. Yep. Do you have any thoughts on blockchain making it rise in the mainstream? Nope. Nope. No, I love it. 7-Eleven second Saturday. It's on a Saturday. Oh, gosh, yeah. It would be sick. That's good. I got all Sunday to recover. People see people see like the bar and they go like, oh my God, you're an alcoholic. No, I'm a slurpaholic, man. Slurpaholic. Which big cap earnings did you like the most? I had a list going. Not necessarily which ones we liked the most, but which earnings were the best. So maybe that's something we could put together. It's a longer list at the moment. There we go. So for this earnings season there you go. And I'm not saying these are big cap names, but F5 Networks did well. Akamai did well, of course. Anthem, but that's healthcare, and you're looking at that. eBay did well. There's a whole list there. I like Microsoft earnings, to be honest. I thought that was pretty impressive. If you're looking in super duper caps. Any thoughts on who Buffett's gonna buy tomorrow? No. I know that's happening tomorrow, though. It'd be interesting to see how they do that virtual thing. I imagine it'll go quite smoothly, as everything does for that man. How do you start researching market sectors? For example, you think self-driving cars are going to be big. How do you figure out which companies are making those? That wouldn't be a sector. That would be more just an individual scan research you would do to see what companies are either making self-driving cars, or for example, you might look at like an NVIDIA or an AMD that's actually providing technology for those cars. It may not be that it's the physical car. I don't know of anybody. There was rumors that Apple was going to do it for a while, but it was just rumors at that point. So as a physical car that drives themselves, you got Tesla, of course. I think you got Cadillac that's got a little bit of a mix in there, not fully self-driving just yet. But I think you're asking more like the technology that goes into it. You might look at things like that. But it's not really a sector scan, so you can't actually like scan for something like that. Good old-fashioned research, that's what it is. Yep. Good. Yeah. Strongest hotel you think positioned to come back strong? This could change, but it seems like Marriott at the moment. All right, we're getting news out of them little by little, finding out what's going on there. But I mean, that could change at a moment's notice if they announce something. But that's it. What's your favorite stock? I can't say. I get in trouble. Yep. I love it. Yeah, they're hitting me with those BMW ads as well. I see, that's just true. And when I watch, they're spending a lot of money on that. If I'm getting hit with those too, yeah, that's impressive. All right, I'll wrap it up there. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and have a good weekend as well. I appreciate you guys watching on a Friday. It means a lot to me. And subscribers, everybody out there, I love it. I heard the keys. He's back. He's going to try to sneak up on me. And I can see him. I could see him right there. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new Fin Tips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.